This video is an illustration of a UX scenario titled Product Content Path to Purchase, the Deep Shopper Phase in Consumer Automotive Shopping, the Car, created for Subaru of America by Designer's Interaction Design Department. This video is a follow-up to our first video titled The Early Phase in Consumer Automotive Shopping, the Terrain, where we reviewed how shoppers begin their vehicle research and discovered how important owner review content is in the early shopping phase. Let's set the stage for this scenario. Coined by Microsoft Advertising Research, consumers in the deep shopper phase are focused on finding the one. They narrow down the choice to a model, specifications, and options. Microsoft Advertising states that consumers follow one of two paths. For some, this phase is comprised of planning, negotiation tactics, and knowing where to compromise. Others are determined to hunt down the one ideal car at exactly the right price. As we walk through this scenario, let's keep in mind that we want to determine if gaps in content exist in this phase of the automotive shopper's customer journey, as this will inform our My16 product communications content story making for the coming year. In this scenario, we pick up with our newlywed couple at a point where the one car has been defined as the My15 Subaru Impreza. As we discovered in the early shopper phase video, Kelvin is a brand predisposition shopper, and Kathleen is a high category involvement shopper. Let's build context around the one model chosen by these two shoppers. Over the past few weekends, while Kelvin was out golfing, Kathleen spent time on Subaru.com configuring or personalizing her perfect Impreza. She knows the color that she wants, the package, and has her accessories picked out. Kathleen is on a focused hunt. She's identified her ideal car and price range. While Kathleen eagerly digs through Impreza inventory online, Kelvin has his own plan for how to get his new bride a good deal. On his way into work, Kelvin reaches out to the Subaru dealership where he bought his new Legacy this past year. Kelvin was pleased with the deal that his rep got him and had an overall great experience at that dealership. After a quick phone chat, Kelvin sets his plan in motion. His goal is to obtain a wide range of Imprezas for Kathleen to test drive, so he writes his sales rep an email that identifies the short list of must-haves. The rep replies to Kevin with links to 5 Imprezas that meet his requirements. Unfortunately, the 5 cars are spread between 3 dealerships, so Kevin and Kathleen will need to put an entire day aside in order to test drive at each dealership. Kevin forwards his email to Kathleen while at work and texts her to take a look as soon as she can, because he would like to book time with the same rep that helped him buy his car. Before we learn about Kathleen's response, we should examine the purchase process expectations of today's consumers. A research study from Deloitte titled 2014 Global Automotive Consumer Study, Exploring Consumers' Mobility Choices and Transportation Decisions, states that 9 out of 10 consumers want an extremely efficient purchase process, with an average acceptable timeframes noted on the following: getting info from dealerships, 32 to 35 minutes. Waiting to test drive a vehicle, 27 to 35 minutes, and processing financing, 33 to 37 minutes. Consumers want an extremely efficient purchase process, regardless of whether the path to the one vehicle is by way of planning, which is Kevin's path, or hunting, which is Kathleen's path. Getting back to our story, on her lunch break, Kathleen clicks the links in Kelvin's email, hoping that he found options that she hadn't found on her online inventory hunt. But he hadn't. Kathleen doesn't want to settle for a car that meets most of her requirements, though she does admit that she's open to a couple of allowances, but none of these cars that Kelvin's rep found were really what she wants. Kathleen emails Kelvin back that she's not interested in any of these, but she is interested in attending the annual auto show event listed for the following month. Plus, they need to wait for Kelvin's commission check next month anyhow. Kelvin and Kathleen attend the auto show. Kathleen falls further in love with the Impreza that's in pre-launch, so she fills out the Keep Me Updated form. Kathleen also clicks the Connect with Us on Facebook, since it's suggested in the form's thank you screen. In Kathleen's mind, the current Impreza inventory is a problem, and she believes that if she waits a few months until the new Impreza is available, inventory won't be a problem. The question is, how will Subaru keep Kathleen interested in buying the new Impreza while she waits for it to launch? What's our ideal scenario look like here? To help inform our ideal scenario, let's review thought leadership from industry experts. The J.D. Power 2014 Automotive Marketing Roundtable Conference held a discussion titled What's True in Life is True in Marketing, which outlined the notion of building a framework for empathetic marketing. It emphasized that how we form brand relationships mirrors how we form personal relationships, so the following hold true. Empathy. Stories that convey meaning and shared meaning are a vital source of empathy. Experiences. Experiences can be the antidote to attention scarcity. Endorsement. In a socially wired world, it's about the relationship between the brand and its consumers, and between the consumers themselves. Energy. Brand energy keeps customers from having an affair. And a study published by TNS called Digital Life, Beyond Securing a Like or a Plus One, states that getting a consumer to engage with a campaign, creating and sharing their own content within the frameworks defined and facilitated by the brand, reaps significant benefits. Participatory campaigns really do provide opportunities to strengthen engagement and drive advocacy. Getting back to our question on how to keep Kathleen's interest now that it's peaked while she waits for her My 16 Impreza launch date, we've defined two areas of product content opportunities: participatory campaign content and social content. Participatory campaign content. As a result of the email opt-in Kathleen filled out at the auto show, Subaru has an open invitation to engage with Kathleen further. And for social content, posts by Subaru with images and video related to the Impreza launch that mirror positive personal relationships, specifically on Facebook, as Kathleen connected with that account at the auto show. So let's summarize this deep shopper scenario. Keeping in mind that a UX scenario describes the story and context behind why the specific user or user group comes to your site, we look to answer the following key questions. Who is the user? Why does the user come to the site? What goals does he/she have? And how can Subaru help the user achieve their goals? In scenarios, we focus on users and their tasks. As a result, we discover what content best facilitates users in achieving their goals. In this goal-driven scenario with Kelvin and Kathleen, who are in the deep shopper phase, here's what we uncovered. Kelvin and Kathleen are a married couple in their early 40s. Kathleen used the site to configure her ideal car and then hunt down by searching inventory at neighboring dealerships. Kelvin plans on obtaining the best deal, and Kathleen hunts down her ideal car at exactly the right price. Maintaining confidence in their decision by engaging with the brand through participatory campaign content and social content until launch date. In this deep shopper phase scenario, confidence and clarity are an all-time high at this point for our auto buyers. Maintaining confidence in their decision is key, and this will be the basis for our recommendations around campaign and social content in our My 16 product communications plan.